Okay, 71 F250, got this Edelbrock carburetor off, and I am looking at the primary side, and you can see, I'm going to point to it here, this slot here is a transition slot. We've got about 150 thousandths of it exposed. We should have about probably 40 thousandths of it exposed. Throttle plates are open way too far, which is what I kind of knew already. And I know it's hard to see, but right here, where I'm pointing, you can see a little horizontal slot. This is the ported vacuum source. So basically, what that's for is when the throttle plates open past a certain point, this allows vacuum to go through this passage and runs your vacuum advance. That should not be exposed. You should not have vacuum there at idle. It shouldn't have vacuum until, pot throttle operation. So we're open way too far, as I suspected. So what I'm going to try to do, like I said, and I didn't invent this. A lot of factory carburetors are like this. It's not all that unusual of a modification. Usually not necessary, but these, if you look on the secondary side, secondaries are much larger. The primaries are small. It's like a spreadboard design. A Holley carburetor, you can adjust this secondary side to open a little bit more and allow air to go through. That's what I usually do. Instead of drilling holes, I'll just open the secondary side a little bit more so I can get my primaries where I want them to be at idle. But these are not adjustable like that, and I thought of trying to modify it so it is. But it's a lot of work, and the secondary side, unlike a Holley, does not have transition slots or any kind of idle circuit on it. So I feel like maybe that's not the way to go. And you really want the airflow going where your ports are. These are this hole here and this hole over here. That's where the idle fuel comes from. And I feel like if we have more airflow in these chambers, we're going to pull more fuel out of there. And it's just going to make the carburetor more responsive, make it easier for starting and things like that. So I really want my airflow coming through on the primary side and not on so much on the secondary side. If the secondary side was like a Holley and had an idle circuit or a transition circuit or any way to draw fuel at idle, I think that would be a good idea. But this carburetor is designed a little bit differently, so I'm just going to work with it. I know everybody's familiar with Holleys, and they say, well, get rid of that damn thing and get a Holley. These are pretty good carburetors, honestly. I like some of the design characteristics of it. Holleys, Holley's more common. It's kind of like a Chevy versus a Ford or something. Everybody knows about Holleys. Nobody really knows about these Edelbrocks. They're really just a copy of a Carter AFB, which was using a lot of Chrysler products and things. And it's really a good carburetor, honestly. It's just, you just got to get used to it. It's different. So I'm going to drill some holes here, and I won't make you watch that, and I'll show them to you when they're done, and then we'll put this back on and see if it made any difference. I'm sure I'm going to have to do this probably 3 times, is my guess, before I get it right, but let's give it a shot and see what happens.